Oh, you still have a question about this? All right. So we're going to go back and revisit mean absolute deviation. This is the Alek's version, which confused some of my students today, and that's okay. This is a hard thing to solve because it's very specific of what we're going to do. You won't use this in anything else but mean absolute deviation. I do have my calculator because I don't want to make this smaller to lose things, if that makes sense. Anyhow, let's get right to it. So first thing we want to do, we want to take these numbers, 23, 24, 12, 17, 12, and 14, add them all together, and we're going to divide by 6. Why 6? Because that is our data set. So when I do that, and you can pause the video if you like and try it on your own too. So I'm going to do 23 plus 24 plus 12 plus 17 plus 12 plus 14. That gives me 102. So now I'm going to divide 102 by 6 because there are 6 numbers there. So divide by 6, I have 17. So I'm going to pause here. So my mean is 17, or my average when I add all these numbers up, add, and my number was, I forget what my number was, let's do that, times 6, let me see, times 6. When I add all these up, it gave me 102, and when I divide by 6, my mean was 17. That's the first step. So here's the next step that I think a lot of people get lost at and what to do next. That is my mean. So now I take that mean, I'm going to delete this right here. And I have to find my deviation. How far are these numbers away from my mean? So I had some students who made this mistake. Instead of doing 23 minus 17, they were not using 17. Instead, they're doing 23 minus 6. They were still using this number. That number is used to is your divisor. That is what you're going to divide your set. You don't use that to find the deviation. No, you have to instead do 23. Now it's 17, yes, 17. So how far is 23 from 17? You can subtract the two, 23 minus 17. I can count up, so 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So the answer is 6. That is what you're going to do for each of these. You're going to see how far the absolute deviation, so from 24 to 17, that is going to be, there's one more, so that's what, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Wait, I'm counting backwards. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That is 7. I know you could have done one more up. I'm doing that for each of these, so 12 and 17. 17, that's going to be 5, right? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, that's 5. I'm going to do it for the next set. I have what is absolute deviation of 17 and 17. Well, that is going to be 0. You can't have 0 as an absolute number as well. I'll do the same thing with 12 again, and we already did that earlier, right there, so the answer is going to be 5. Then I'll do for the last one, what is the absolute deviation of 14 and 17, and that should be 3. So that's an ugly 3. So now what you do is I add these numbers up right here. So that is going to be 6 plus, oh my gosh, 7 plus 5 plus 0 plus 5 plus 3. That gives me 26. Not sure. And I'm still going to divide by 6. Why? Because I have 6 numbers. So 26, and that won't give us a whole number because 24 divided by 6 would give you 4. So 26 divided by 6 gives me 4.33, and it keeps on going. But we went around to the nearest hundredth, which you can't see right there. So this is my hundredth. I'll look at the number next to it. So it says 4 and below. My answer, my math, is going to be 4 and 33 hundredths. So please replay that. I think the biggest mistake I see is they're not using the mean to find their absolute deviation. They're using their number sets. That's probably the number one thing. So that is what you're going to do for 1, 2, and 3. Only difference for number 6, and I'll leave with that, and number 6, 4, 5, and 6. is now instead of the numbers, they give you the numbers here. So you will do 3 plus 5 plus 8 and so on. And when you divide by the number of bars you have here, which you divide by 6, that will give you mean. So this is for your mean only, not for your deviation, not for your absolute deviation. That answer will go here instead, if that makes sense. So any questions, comments, please put them on there. Again, make sure comments are purely math, and that's it. All right.